It's in a one candle?
Yeah, like yesterday was up to Likutei Moharan Torah of Zion. Hey, a person's voice is completely purified. And only listening to his voice. Without any dibur, doesn't say anything. Hashem saves him. When it's difficult, just sing up some niggin, and everything comes out the way it's supposed to come. Really cut from niggin. Because Hashem saw when it was difficult for B'Shamas when he heard their rina, their joyous song. What's B'Shamas V'Nasam doing? He heard their song. Some of the person's kol is enough, saved.
How do you get the Zdakos and Kol?
That's a good question. He said the Maisa, this sort of thing, for sure. He said the person has that chachma. See the chachma, that's
we said it before.
Yeah, we said
Dalit.
We said before. According to the chachma, that's how much you have to call.
Zaken kona chachma.
Yes, no, but you see, that's why it's like this. Real chachma, though, is not only knowing stuff. It's not only knowing, you learn a lot. Although learning a lot is a big help, but it's not enough. Ramesh Shmuel Blin was once traveling on a train. People didn't know. There were two people who wanted to go. One guy, maybe he was in already the yeshiva, one guy wasn't in, or whatever it was. He wanted to one guy was a big Eloi. He had the window seat. He was a young man, these young kids, like 14, 15 years old, whatever. Maybe 16, whatever. He walked over, so he went over, the one seat was next to this young man. So he said, can I have a window seat? He said, he asked the young man, he didn't know his picture, he didn't know what he was doing. So he said, no, I'm not going to do window seat. I need a window seat. I like the window seat. I like to see the scenery. If you travel, whatever. So Mir sat down. When we get to Lublin, who is everyone, all the Jews of the town waiting for? They'll say, yeah, to Lublin. So when he saw that's the beginning, he said, you can't sit next to the window. So he went over, he said, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was a Lublin row. He said, it doesn't have to do with being a Lublin row or not. He said, if I'm older than you, and I ask you for the window seat, you should give it to me. That's all he said. So the guy went for his test, and he did very well. He knew so much, and the management did not accept it. He says, felt in their cheretz. So never be a kli where you can really get it. He knows a lot, but it's not Torah yet. There's no chachma here yet. So that's why he says chachma is tricky. If he connects to the 13 minutes of rachma, if you connect to the 13 minutes of rachma, the person can cancel, like I said yesterday, the other day, about the Talmud Torah teaches you how to be mekayim. The 13 minutes of rachma, you have to know what to do, to be nechman, to be nishmat, to be understanding, to be patient, all the good things. You have to listen to another person, think about another person. If you don't have that, so then you're something essential is missing. If you don't have this chachma either, you're not going to get the kol rina that your voice is going to make such a difference. People heard in the Yernigan from Tzaddik, you wouldn't have incredible koch, endless koch, power which is incredible. Especially the more person purified by what he learns, and more he's yearning for Hashem, that's where he has the kind of chachma. And again, the more patient he is with other people. That's about the more patient we're able to work with when people see the good in another person, like work in a good way. That's a big kli for really having true chachma, not just that this thing falls
along. If let's say Andorra signs and you learn it, is it still anything more anyway?
There's no such thing as having a return.
No such thing. It's always a drop of something.
There's always he wants to want, but I mean to say, the person always has returns. The question is, what is the return? Is like where are they going now? So the person has return is for usually it's either good or bad. Like it's either good or bad, ups and downs. But yeah, when a person has no ritzonos, or let's put it differently, when a person has hard to it's so hard, I just can't. He feels like wow, it's like learning this Gemara now. It's going to be like lifting up a 100-pound barbell or something. It's impossibly hard. It's incredible effort. I don't know what it's going to be. That's the most chashuv time. If he fights it and forces it as much as he can, even a little bit, that does the biggest thing. That helps him to get there. It's like when like a psychologist tells someone who feels like he's afraid to walk around the block or something, he's afraid. You have to face your fear and just do it anyway. The person slowly but surely overcomes the inertia of the apartments and not letting him, he's able to break through.
An accident, it's right to get back into the car and drive.
Yeah, absolutely. Get back into the way you need to be. You do what you can, but not too much. The person that he's in a hospital, he has a nervous breakdown because he's doing the 18 straight hours because he doesn't want to, but he wants to, but he does it too much. No one told you to live 18 straight hours. You do what you can. You be where you're holding. And there's
you have to push yourself.
You have to push yourself a little, but not too much.
Right.
But a little also happens a little. But you're right. The muscle,
you can't just close your mouth for 10 minutes. You got to push.
It depends on the person. But you're right. Totally depends on the person, though. You have a guy who's sometimes a person feels, for whatever reason, maybe it's because he was in bad places doing bad things, but tachlis, he feels that disgusted by being able to even open Gemara for whatever reason. He's not supposed to open Gemara now. He can't. There is such a thing. You should have overcome it, but there's such a mechanic where I just can't. I'm going to lose it. And maybe it's in his mind, and he's nebuch that he's doing that for himself. But bottom line, you can't. So the person can't. It's very hard for us to find a clear rule of when and what. You can't tell another person this do, this don't do, this do. It's depending on the person. Usually you try. That's why I said you learn what you want. Like in a little Chayfetz, Gemara says neither. A person learns to learn where he wants. The Gemara and there were those great people. Someone said, let's say it also means what? Maybe maybe Chassidus. Every person things talk to him. He's to learn what he needs to learn. You can't or talk to. You can't literally be. There's absolutely no pleasure. That's the person's pleasure that he is the close soul. That's good.
It's the highest.
That's in a certain way the highest. Because then it will get where it needs to go. If you
do that, which Drake where he's like Muller was saying, so you just like
but by the way, Ratzon, the Rebbe says Ratzon is free. That's why it's not really true. It's your choice what you want. That's the real truth. Mm-hmm. Just sometimes it can be a little bit uphill work, fighting. You're just so used to wanting not such good things. It's like, well, I want this, I want that.
My grandmother used to always say, "Spaghetti."
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Mom says that. Yes, that's an old Yiddish saying that when you eat, when you eat, you get your appetite. Even though I don't feel like eating, you eat, it'll bring it. And yes, it's the same thing. If you're actually learning, if you actually know what you need to do, then you get there.
It's like you push yourself 10 minutes and eventually.
A little at a time, yes. But one person might be 5 minutes. And one person might be just like that little bit, whatever. Maybe it's a little bit of halacha to learn. It totally depends on the person.
Situation.
Depends on the person. Again, you can't really tell. Although again, like the guy was in yeshiva 3-star and he like overdid it. And I said, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna learn 5 minutes a day." So you assume probably he's like kind of fooling himself a little. 5 minutes a day is a little bit, a very very little amount. You take from many hours or many time. It's 5 minutes. Shops at least 4 hours. And then the person put away all this 2 hours, whatever. Someone's with the chazan. Someone's the chazanish, and he said, "How long has it been? It's money." He's going to push himself, 8 hours a day. 8 hours a day. I don't know if I learn 8 hours a day to do this man. He said, "What? You don't learn 8 hours a day to do this?"
In Europe, so there's nothing else to do. They just work.
It's not because of Europe. It was in Israel. And this person, by the way, said, "Well, I went to chazanish. I asked a question. I got to do what he said." And like 4 hours after Shacharis and 4 hours after Mincha Ma'ariv, he learned 8 hours. 4 and 4, 8. He finished. That was his day. Depends how your parents. So you can't be like forcing yourself. 8 hours is enough. I mean, totally. So it depends. But of course, it depends on the person. It's a shop would say 4 hours now. They say maybe 2 hours. It depends on where you're holding. Even with this money, like you give me the same idea of figuring out how much, what I need to do, how I need to do. It totally depends.
But there's always something. If you can't learn, be curious. If you can't
try your best. Yeah, do your best.
So,
do your best. Yes, do your best. There's a lot what you do. There's a lot that can be done. And usually a person is this beginning of. He's like, well, not right now. And then not right now becomes like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. The whole day was not right now. How could that be? But if I was before he falls asleep, I was like, Gemara, 2 eyes, like paid his lip service. And that's all. It's not that he has courage. He has to do his best to try to help Ryan. And let's sit down about it. To you can always want. So, I really wish I was learning more. Not in a way that's going to break you. You want to learn more. You get there. But if you're not trying to wake up the Ratzon, it's very, very hard. It's very complicated. But there's a koyach, more than koyach. When a person's zocher, he has a koyach, he has a pure intention, is where he's supposed to be. He's connected to this which is really what you're supposed to get when you learn. You learn your building in Mr. Rahman. But it's learning the grosses, you're building your ability to be flexible, to understand. He says this way, he says that way. Question, the answer, I don't know so much after all. Not so, it's different. Broaden your mind, broaden your scope to be able to understand somebody else. This is the Rabbi Nachman would say, it's very, very, very beautiful. This beautiful story. Someone asked him, why did you learn Pilpul? It's very fine chilukim. It's different than this, it's different than that. I'd say it's so dark, it's so fine that people, you can really make fun almost. You can come anywhere you want, do whatever you want. Everything has some connection. It's very, very, you cannot be on the track, really. You can be off track. And the person thinks he's being a good learning, more or less, the connections are less, more tenuous, are less clear than if the person learns in a way. What is it saying here? What is it saying there? Putting together more clear. What's going on over here? Huh? this is this, and this is that, and that.
Let's say
It's
this
too hard,
one.
yes. Exactly. It gets complicated.
Who knows, you know?
It gets much complex, yeah. So he said, I like to learn this because sometimes, you meet a Yid who's a shver sugya. You meet a Jew, this guy is vague, he's got this problem, but it's like, he said, listen, you have to know how to learn up the sugya and see what was he thinking of, the Ravana bells. What was he thinking of? To deal with this guy, like how is he going to get to, there's a from Nosson about when we ask him to make sure you have to be able to face these situations, all the colors in the world, the white, the red, everything, all the red, blue, like the American flag, right? And that's the way it is, yeah, that's the way it is. You have to be able to learn up to understand. And by the way, what's stranger, fact strange than fiction, very often, that's really the Kavanah wasn't that the guy's mamash a Russian or Shugana. So simply, he was, having a hard time, he was this, he was that, another thing. If things work well, so it's...
He's in the play with the lunch.
That's the things work well, so then they work well. It's not so bad. That's the, I once heard from one of the Bali Muslims person. He said, most wars, international incidents happen because the guy didn't have lunch. He skipped lunch, he didn't have his coffee, he was annoyed, he was furious, and then he was there. Exactly. It's like, what? And he's I don't know if it's most, I don't know if it's true exactly, it might have been a little bit exaggerated, but there's a point which is true. But it's like, take it easy, relax, wait a little, think. Still we'll work it out. It's not so impossibly, it's not what you're thinking. Not what it seems like. I must didn't have lunch. The person didn't understand. That's usually the way it works. It's not 100%, but that's usually the way it goes.
That's how the first war started. The guy who killed the ambassador over there.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I was just saying.
Did you have lunch?
I don't know.
Probably.
He was kind of angry, obviously, and he killed the guy. He was a bit upset. Yeah, that's all.
His wife.
No, there were very political reasons.
No,
There was political
reason,
reasons.
but still.
But you could say the guy.
He wasn't terribly happy. He wasn't in a happy frame of mind, I would assume.
Who started?
Was it Austria, I think?
No, there was someone from Austria in Serbia, what's today Serbia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever it was like he assassinated somebody. So he obviously wasn't in a happy mood for quite a while, probably. I don't know. Again, it's like a little bit of an interesting. It's true. It's an interesting point. But yeah, it happens. It does happen. A lot of. It doesn't mean only World War. Like a lot of times when people they have fights and like, it goes on and on. It's just because it wasn't thinking a little broad. Wasn't thinking a little. Take it easy. Think for a minute. Understand the other guy. He's not such a bad guy. Figures it out. This person has to be willing. It's sometimes very hard on a person who's not willing to feel humiliated. He's not willing to take that on one thumb, put a mask. Because I have to approach this way. Not really. They don't approach me. But that's not the Rav Hashem wants to be like people reach Rachamim and approach the way you should and say, you know what, I'll be mevater and I'll start again and I'll try. That's what Hashem wants from us. And then the person has no problem in relationship. Everything works well. That's the general rule. Okay, yeah, the guy's coming after you with a knife. You run away. I don't suggest you can be down from a distance, but sometimes there's no way to do anything. You can't do anything that's crazy or whatever. But, it's possible. It can happen. But generally speaking, it's possible. That's when the door is locked and barred. Then you call the police. Then you can down the cuffs. Until then, first call the police. Then you can down. You're very quick. There's certain sometimes you can't do anything about it. Person's whatever it is. Person could be he's not well, imbalanced maybe, or he just whatever it is. Whatever it is, you gotta get away from it. There's nothing, you can't deal with this guy. He's totally. Usually, that's not the way people. Like most people, Hashem, that's not the situation. Yeah, the sugi is sugi. When you have a sugi, you figure out the way the sugi works, so you're okay. That's usually the way it works. That's the overwhelming majority. Aidei shmias koilei HaKadosh Baruch Hu roeh mi shemitzalei. And to listen to his voice, Hashem sees who's making trouble. No, that brings the hashgacha in the middle of hay. That drills down the hashgacha. Ezu akum meitelo, which guy, which or even non-Jewish influence is causing a Jew to do it to make a person difficulty. And he saves him. B'zeu be'er heitiv. It says that they wrote the Torah well explained. B'shivim lashon, Chazal say, it means all 70 lashon. They wrote it down. The Torah Sav Shepirushim. Huh?
Only after the emperor was good, no?
No. There they wrote up in Dvarim. They wrote it up. They came to Israel. But there was the road, there was Beheita, there was dead. I don't know how many goyim saw it, what was the purpose of it. There's a sugi, the Rebbe's taking it out. From there, something very, very different. This Beheita, what does he want from it? He wants something particular there. Right? B'shivim Lashon, it's the 70 Lashon, it's Perusha B'drusha HaTorah, Shemshamta Chesakol. It's the Mefarish, they explain the Drusha HaTorah, which is, that's the place where the kol comes from. Yeah, that's the kol again. A person builds his kol to the Chachmas HaTorah. So the fact that they wrote up the Torah there, that's bringing this. He's trying to bring that. That's this bechina. Le'adam heitiv lanu b'chol hashonos b'chol ha'akol. Through them, a person is able to. He's helped. Hashem helps him. All the languages and all the goyim. B'shamay asri nasam. What B'shamay says is be'er. Be'er is lashon perish push. So what he's trying to say from here is they wrote up the Torah. What was the purpose? What was so bad? If you want to say that by the Shivzakim, by the Septuagint, whatever it's called, but the Melchior made them write up in Yavonis. That was so bad. So what were they doing over there? Hashem told them to do it. They wrote it up. What's the difference? What's going on over here? What happened? What's the difference here? We can talk pashtas on a very, very simple, very superficial level. The people misused that to follow. I was also have some ciphers. They became Greeks. We learned Greek. He didn't learn Greek through they had a shlita because his kavanah, his purpose, the reason why he did it was to bring the Torah down to the Greeks. Well, here was opposite, that it should be uplifted. Can't even find this thing. Can't even find it anymore. It didn't stay. It didn't last.
Some people to see.
It was maybe to help them come closer, but not to be misused.
Some Mepharshim said that they didn't translate the whole Torah. They translated the part of it.
No, Ruach Mish told them to change the right thing.
Kenza they brought down Kenza, it says Pirushim, whatever it is. Actually, but no, that was by the 70. But here they wrote the Torah.
They over it. They cover it with lime. It's like this.
There was a reason why it had to be done. But that's not really where we are right now. But where we are right now, that's the Rebbe is saying this Be'er Heitem is B'Shamar Shinasa. Because when you have the Bechin of Be'er, so then you have this Bechin of B'Shamar Es Shinasa, Be'ez Al-Besh. That's what the Rebbe is saying here. That's what the Rebbe wants up here. That's the whole in. So that's again this idea that a person he's able to, he says again, the Shivim Lashon, he gets mastery over the Shivim Lashon, going by having the Chachma Torah, which purifies the voice, he's able to sing properly, he's able to without even words, and then everything works out the way it's supposed to work. The Hadash Panim, and now the Yefshel level are the Tikkun HaBris. You want to get Hadash Panim, this is the Bechin I can send this, the Zakam, this is the Yigam Yeshav, the Rachamim, that's called Tikkun HaBris.
How do you do the Tikkun HaBris?
Oh, right now it tells us, the Bechinas, Hoyd B'Had Lefanav. Hoyd and Hadar is in front of him. Why? Because Oiz v'chet v'komo. Oiz is Bris. Oiz and chedva. So the minute it has Bris, what's the next thing we see? Joy. Because without chedva, you're not getting to Bris. Without simcha, without being full of joy and simple kedusha, you're not going to get to Bris. One of the main ways of getting to Bris is being very careful what one sees and what one thinks. That's also one of the big tikkun of Shovevim now. The person who tries to watch his eyes when he sees, tries to watch his mouth when he says.
Yeah, but there's stuff from like 6 years ago that comes up in my mind.
No, but you see, that's a good point. So that's already. When a person, when I'm trying to work on myself now, and things come up from earlier, so that's what the Dr. Gordon asked him, the Maggid Mizrich. When the Maggid wasn't well, they brought him up to the doctor. It was a Jew who went off the derech. And he started treating the Maggid, and apparently the Maggid also treated him. So by the time he was done with him, the guy did tshuva, he really became a big over Hashem. So he went to the Maggid, he said, I don't know what to do. He wrote him, or he spoke with him, I don't know what to do. I keep, remember something he said? He said, I'm trying to be an El-Chayid, I'm trying to be where I should be, I'm trying to be where I should be. And I keep having these thoughts from years and years ago. This thing and that thing, and things come up. It's like, it's annoying me, it's getting on my nerves, it's making me crazy. I don't want these thoughts, what do I do? I can't seem to get rid of them. So the Maggid told him, I want to tell you a mice. One time the guy, he had a kretcher in his house, whatever they call it, it was a place where they used to, a kind of pub, yeah. But there's a Yiddish word on it. Yeah, a kretcher maybe, but the Goyim came, well, kretcher usually is what people stay. The Goyim came to drink there. So what was that Aleph? I don't remember how to say it. I don't bother saying it. I don't know how to say it. But the night they came in, you want a drink, you go to this guy's house, you get your base of mashkik or whatever it is, a bar or whatever it is, they come, they get the drinks, and then they go. You serve that, that's a pronouncer. He said that one day, he was doing well with this pronouncer. We found another pronouncer, he liked it better, he didn't want to deal with these drunks anymore, he had enough. So whenever he started producing wine, maybe other things, whatever it was, he did his own thing, something else to make the money. So what happened the next day? They knock on the door. Okay, we want our drinks. What does he say? He says, you got the wrong address. This is no longer this establishment anymore. It's not here. There's a few other places up the road, whatever. That's where you got to go. What happens the next day? People knock on the door. Other guys, same guys. What's with the drink? Hey, what do you drink? Give me this. He says, the guy who does this sort of trick, or if you move, so he's got to be patient because they keep coming again and again. So you just have to say, I'm sorry, this is the wrong address. This used to be such a thing, this is no longer that establishment, this is not what we're doing. So Maga says the same with these makshavas. And you have a makshav from you say, I'm sorry, this is no longer the right address. Now it's a change. It used to be such a thing, talking, but now it's finished. So I don't have to worry about it. That's what the Maggid explains. The Rebbe says that generally speaking, until you purify from such thoughts, you have to just learn how to be very deft and able to manage the thoughts. Because the way thoughts work, thoughts is called a train of thought. The train of thought is like a train, it's one car, another car, another car, another car, turning round and round. The Rebbe uses a marshal of a clock, a watch that ticks, tick, tick, tick. That's why another thought, another thought, another thought, another thought. So it's a person, when he wants to change a train of thought, just think something else in learning or anything. It just goes away. Yeah, he says that, yeah, exactly. Now, I once heard it also, the same, okay, wait, slowly. So that's I'll just say something else on the topic already. That thing Baba Musa told me once. He said, R Nachman says you can't have too much shows at one time. But they brought in one of the, I don't know which one of the Achreinim, in the beginning of Brachas, says he trained himself to think two thoughts at one time. There were people who could think two thoughts at one time. So at the time it sounded like a good question, but you have to think about it a little bit. It's obvious that that's only after special training. You can, if you want, you can work on occupying two thoughts at one time. The person's human mind is very great. But generally speaking, if you think one thing and then someone else, you're just distracted. That's the way it is. It's just a train of thought. That's what Pasha. So now what happens is like this. It's hard to get out of it. It's not really hard. It's like riding a horse. The horse goes off the road, you just turn it back. He said one of the big problems is the person, when he sees it somewhere else, he starts saying, what happened to the old thought? So then what do? You're thinking about it again. So it comes right back. He said, you don't think back. Well, where is it? You just, it's very, very idle. He says, it goes away. It's a very powerful way of dealing with it. For a while, sometimes it can be a struggle, but eventually it just totally, he's just used to it. He remembers, right, I just have to think of else now, what's the problem? Now, for this, business, learning greater, better, even anything, just whatever you can think now, just think something else. Just get right off the bat. And then eventually the person gets purified and it doesn't bother anymore. That's the
things like the stuff you've done or
anything on your mind. What a person's thinking about. Yeah, what a person's mind. What's on my mind? So that's one of the main ways. That's one of the things why you have to try and think of learning. So I say for a vocal, you can't really think of learning. You can't think of learning. You have to prepare what you think about learning. You can't say, just think about learning. It doesn't work that way usually. Usually most people, especially when you're starting, you have to have like certain inyanim you're going to think about. Think about this, think about that, think about other things, and then you have a certain amount of time taking up questions and questions, and different, what you want to think about it. Otherwise, you think one thing, it's like stale. It doesn't really hold weight. That's one we're on this topic already. But that's the thing. So that Shovevim especially is a good time to try to think of learning as much as possible and try to as much as possible be careful. That's I said a mashal for the Shapiro the other day that he said it's a mashal like a guy went to somewhere to collect. He went to collect and he's in the poor quarter. People don't know, people have no money. So he knocks on the door, he says, I'm a chas now, I'm telling you, need help, it's very important, medical thing, whatever it was. And he looks at him, don't you know you're in the poor quarter, no one has any money? Go it's like the left and right, you see these big houses, and knock there. They could help you in your penny. I can't even afford the penny. Go there, give you the money maybe you have a Muslim, whatever. So he says the same thing, if the person wants to fast, I'll fast. He said, but the person's belly is kilo amongst the organs of a person's body. The belly is the absolute poorest, most destitute part because he needs to eat or he's going to die. So he has to eat a certain amount. So it gets complicated. He starts to plan. It's like getting stuck from from the poor. He said, your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth. That, what they do is not limited. You don't have to see certain things to live. You don't have to, your thoughts. He said, so start thinking good thoughts. That's where you should work. When you put in effort, and sikuf to trying, that's where you need to work. As R Mich Golshevtzky said, the biggest sikuf is doing up in Torah for the Kotzkos. That's the hardest thing. Keeping halacha, learning, pushing them to learn again. Not too much, but going away. That's like the hardest thing possible. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to push myself to do it anyway. That's very. If you're unwilling, you try again. Just try to move forward. Say after the Shema. That's the bottom line.
Now I understand the pasuk. It's one pasuk, and it says hod and hadar, which is the hadar is panning.
Exactly.
And then the continuation of the pasuk connects with us.
Yes, exactly. But again, this whole thing, it has to be only through simple. Yeah, how do you get this bris? It's only through simple. It's really simple.
It's hadar is panning.
Yes. Splendor and strength is where, right? When I'm sorry, splendor is also beauty and strength is before him, and beauty and splendor is before him, and the strength and the joy in his place. That's your bris. And again, that's the same division. So Rebbe also says the same idea. He says you have to know that it's mamish. It's only simcha. It's only simcha. Ve'ato al ta'atzu, I think he says. Ve'ato al ta'atzu. Let's just say he brings up I don't remember now. He brings up Shovevim thing. So you have to mamish, not be worried, you have to be happy, not be. That's what he wants to do. Yeah. No, I know. I don't remember. He has a Shovevim there. I don't remember what the Shovevim was. I don't remember. But actually, yeah. The bottom line is you have to be. If you want to get to work on the Bris and Shovevim, the first thing is working on simcha for sure. Otherwise, you can't see. The Shechina doesn't stay with that simcha. That's Gemara says. You need to work on simcha.
Means that in Hashem's place.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So you need chedva too. That's what I'm just trying to say. Maybe the ois comes first to get the level of chedva. Chedva is a very high level. But like very partial, you need to work also on simcha. That's like the bottom line. Not to forget it either. The people would say, so we're working on taking a bris, it becomes the most. It's like, listen, but again, you have to try to be relaxed and happy also, not lose that also. That doesn't mean, well, it doesn't matter what I look at. For sure, you try. That's what you need to try to limit as much as possible, but not in a way that's going to be too much gvura, too hard. Try to be relaxed and do it because you have to also have the symptoms, because that's the only way you can advantage it. That's part of the idea. It's like kind of miscabbage, forcing yourself. You have to also have to force yourself something to try, but you have to work on it. It's the government got to work on it.
I mean to go all or nothing.
But you know, the all or nothing.
No, not everywhere, but I look at the woman.
Mm-hmm. Well, to try your best. To try your best. Okay, all or nothing, don't know anything, but I'm going to try my best as much as possible to look. But Bender would say the way you work on Mishmir Seinayim is realizing that every time I don't look is chashav. If I don't look one time, it's chashav. Then you get somewhere. Otherwise, it's very hard because I messed up. Anyway,
I'm not like that.
But I said, no, I don't mean outside. I just mean that inside, that's how the all or nothing works usually. That's the bottom line. Because what's the difference? He's not thinking. His thoughts are already disengaged. What am I going to look? The goof wants to look. You know, but that doesn't mean you're going to let the goof look. You're going to fight. So you're going to fight. It's a problem. The goof is a bit of a problem. Doesn't give up. That's what you say about Yiddish. I always say from the Rebbe Alexander, they would say that they said the Kotzke Cheder, they said, goof is Russian tables. Goof will fressen, goof will puffin. The goof wants to eat, shove it in, the goof wants to... From the Kotzke Cheder, that the Yid would say, the Oivdim Kotz would say. Goof will fressen, goof will puffin, L'chara means either smoking, I imagine means sleep deeper, whatever, yeah, I also think so. Puffin L'chara means sleep deeply. See, maybe you can put it maybe on cigarettes, maybe, although I don't think that's what he meant.
You could abridge it.
Yeah, I agree with you that probably...
Did you get Essen from?
Huh?
Essen?
A fressen. Fressen means Essen. You know, shoving it in. So then he said, but the Neshama answers back. He says, goof will pagan. The goof's going to die. Goof will foreign. Yeah, the goof is going to foreign. The goof is going to decompose. What's the point of listening? It doesn't make any sense. Tachlis. He said, the goof answers back. He has an answer too. The goof will fart. Yeah, the goof will die. Yeah, it's so true. But the goof still wants, doesn't care. Right. As the person, he has got a fight. It's like a big fight. But the bottom line is to try to remember to grab like that same thing with the machshav. Grab hold to him. Yeah, well, now I'm not going to, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. That's the bottom line of things. That's really the bottom line. I don't know if now's the time. There's some more Likutei Moharan also about Bris. like tomorrow. I need mamash. Like really beautiful about how do you do business? What does it work? How does it work? There are tell whatever. That's on my mind. We're going to say it out. Incredible thing. Shmuel, he says, I think it's a Be'era. He says, the Zohar is interesting. The Zohar, because again, we're going to show you about Bris. It's mamash topic. That's why it also talks a little about Simcha, about Yizyonim, Mori Kazach. So he says, listen, when you're in a situation, when you're in a place, right? So the person has messed up with Bris. So the Zohar is like seems to be a few